You see, our people have 5 basic communication needs. Regardless of what level they are, every person in this room have these same 5 needs. Those 5 needs are to know what's required. What is it that you really want me to do? How am I doing? Give me some feedback. Give me some coaching. Does anybody around here care? Does anybody give a flip? You know, I worked all night last night. Does anybody really care? 4th one is to know how the team is doing. And the last one is to know what difference does it make. We have those 5 basic communication needs. Now, to reinforce the first need, which is the most important, is for everyone to have crystal clear clarity on what is required. I want us to do an exercise. Now, on your tables, everybody should have some paper. If you've written on the paper, get another sheet of paper, but you need a blank sheet of paper for this exercise that we're going to do. And don't tear the paper. You need a full blank sheet of paper. Okay. You need a full blank sheet of paper, and everybody hold it up when you get it. Okay, if you're missing some, let them know as they're coming around. Okay. Everybody got one? Tim, you got one? You got one? Everybody got one? Okay. All right, here's what I want you to do. Here's what the exercise is clarity of understanding. What I want you to do is I want everybody in this room to do exactly what I tell you to do. Does everybody understand that? Yeah. We got the rules. Do exactly what I tell you to do. Do not deviate from my instructions. Okay. First thing I want you to do is hold up the sheet of paper. Hold up the sheet of paper. Everybody's got it held up. Now what I want you to do is I want everybody in here to close their eyes. Do not open your eyes until I tell you to. Everybody close their eyes. I don't want any whites of any eyes in this room showing this way. Okay, very good. Now what I want you to do, I want you to take that sheet of paper and I want you to fold it in half. Fold the sheet of paper in half, and once you have folded it in half, what I want you to do is to tear off the upper right-hand corner. Tear off the upper right-hand corner of that sheet of paper. Now what I want you to do, after you've folded it in half and torn off the upper right-hand corner, keep your eyes closed. What I want you to do now is to fold it in half again. Fold that sheet of paper in half again. This time, I want you to tear off the upper left-hand corner. Tear off the upper left-hand corner. Okay. Now what I want you to do, this is a little bit tougher, but you can do it, is fold it in half again. This is the 3rd time. Fold it in half again. Keep your eyes closed and just do what I tell you to do. This time, I want you to tear off the lower left-hand corner. Tear off the lower left-hand corner. Okay, y'all have done good. That's good. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your sheet of paper and open it up. Open it up. Keep your eyes closed. Once you've opened it up, now what I want you to do is look up here at me, and how many of your sheets of paper look like mine? What is the problem? You don't even have a hole in yours. You're a square holer. A 2-holer back there. What is the deal? Can't you follow instructions? Yours is pretty close, but that's still not that good. His is pretty close, but that's still not that good. What is the problem with you guys? You didn't even, none of them even looks like the others in the place. It's a neat hole, but that doesn't matter. Okay, all right. Here's the point. What happened in that exercise? Why didn't you do what I told you to do? Huh? You're blaming me? I did exactly what I wanted done, and you didn't. Now, what's the problem here? You see, here's the deal with this little exercise. Write this down. It's a major point. If you depend on others' perceptions, to meet your expectations, you're going to be disappointed every single time. if you depend on others' perceptions to meet your expectations, you're going to be disappointed every single time. You see, in this exercise that we just did, we've got 400 people in this room or whatever. Everybody had a different perception of what was required, even though I was telling you exactly what I thought you wanted to hear, which is what to do. Of course, I used very little leadership skills there. There was no listening. There was no vision of what we were trying to do. There was no feedback of performance or any of those things. But the point that I'm making is even though you think people know what they're supposed to do, don't leave it up to their perceptions to what they're supposed to do. We've got to make sure that we are crystal clear in our direction and what we're trying to get people to do. So there are 5 basic communication needs. What's required? How am I doing? Does anybody care? How's the team doing? Where do we fit in? And if you answer all 5 of those questions, they'll ask you the 6th one, which is what can I do to help? But if you leave out any of those 5, pick it, any of them. If you leave them out, it's like being a wheel with part of that spoke missing or part of that wheel missing. You might get to where you're trying to go, but it's going to be a rough ride and it's going to take you a lot longer to get there.